tracking. They're asking for a hand recount of every paper ballot. The chances of a recount happening are slim, considering the Electoral College meets in less than 2 weeks. Donald Trump won Florida by roughly 112,000 votes. The presidential recount in Michigan has now expanded to its largest county, which includes Detroit and 5 other counties. It began yesterday. Wisconsin's recount began last week. And while a statewide recount push in Pennsylvania awaits action in federal court, Donald Trump narrowly defeated Hillary Clinton in those states. The recounts were requested by Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein.
Right now, let's take a look at the closing numbers on this Tuesday. A lot of green. We like to see that. The Dow Jones up 35.54, closing at 19,251. The Nasdaq up as well, and the S&P 500 up 7.52. And right now, the time is 4:10. Rush hour is getting underway. Let's get a check on traffic.
Janice Fernandez, let's hope it's moving a little better than yesterday. What do you see?
You know, it's actually looking great at this time. So if you're at work and thinking, should I leave work a little early right now? I would say you should, because things are looking great, especially on I-95. This is the view at Northwest 79th Street. You can see northbound and southbound moving nicely, and the express lanes are open. However, it's going to be a bit of a different story as we check out Broward County, because we have a big crash on the turnpike. This is northbound at Sample Road. Getting reports that there are 2 left lanes blocked, and it looks like as you're approaching Sample Road, 5-mile-per-hour speeds. But look at that. We're seeing the purple right around that exit, which means cars are at a standstill. So go ahead and jump on US 441 or I-95 instead if that's part of your route. Want to let you know about some debris on the roadway on I-95 northbound. This is as you're approaching 595. Looks like traffic is picking up, though, 39 miles per hour. You'll also see some slow speeds in your southbound lanes, 29 miles per hour. Victor?
All right, Janice, thank you. And coming up at 4:30, a fast food showdown at a McDonald's leading to a shooting in the drive-thru.
Investigators are still searching the warehouse where dozens of people were killed in this fire. Now we're hearing from the alleged owner of the Oakland building.
Plus, an arrest today after a former NFL player is gunned down during a road rage incident near New Orleans.
We have some breaking news right now out of Coral Springs, where there's been a stabbing. Let's get to Janine in the newsroom with the latest.
Lori, this is 3600 Turtle Run Boulevard. Let's show you video from just a short time ago. This is a residential area where Coral Springs Fire Rescue says one person was stabbed and had some serious injuries and had to be rushed to Broward Health North. In this video, you see Coral Springs police officers. They are speaking with one person on the ground there in this residential area. We've actually seen officers speaking to a couple of different people, but at this point, no word on any arrests, no word on anyone in custody. Of course, police are still investigating this one. One person, again, in the hospital with serious injuries. As soon as we get more information about this stabbing in this residential area in Coral Springs, Lori, we will let you know.
All right, Janine, thank you. And speaking of victims, more are being identified in that deadly warehouse fire out in Oakland, California. The death toll is the same today, 36. But now we're hearing from the alleged landlord of that building. Investigators are combing this charred warehouse for evidence of what sparked Friday night's devastating fire.
We're going to continue the process until absolutely every piece of debris is removed from this building. Every area has been searched.
With at least 36 bodies recovered after the fire, most of the victims in their 20s and 30s, the district attorney is now working a criminal case.
When you look inside the warehouse, there's no question that something was not right.
The DA says murder charges are a possibility, and investigators are piecing together how several dozen people were living at this artist colony known as the Ghost Ship.
It was a hellhole. It was a death trap.
According to city leaders, the warehouse was completely uninhabitable, lacking the proper permits for residential living. Just last month, several complaints were filed for building violations, including illegal construction inside and blight.
Yes,
but some residents like Max Orr, who paid $750 a month to live there, said he never felt unsafe.
No, there's a lot of fire extinguishers because we didn't have a sprinkler system.
Now, this man's landlord coming under scrutiny for his role in the Ghost Ship, speaking here to our ABC station in California.
They're my children. They're my friends, they're my family, they're my loves.
Police are investigating that alleged landlord and who legally owns the land and the structure. Concerns are really growing in the whole Bay Area now about warehouses because one councilman says there are at least 200 others in that city that are not up to code.
The snow plows were out in parts of Washington state. Take a look. At least a couple inches of snow fell there yesterday. Getting cold just looking at that. Some schools were delayed or closed due to this storm.
And what a difference as we look live from our Hollywood beach cam.
That's better.
All right, a little gray out there, a little windy, but we'll take it. Look at that. It is tank top warm. We like that.
It was definitely sunny earlier today. I guess we got those afternoon showers once again. Let's bring in Chief Certified Meteorologist Betty Davis. So,
what do you think?
More rain for the rest of the week? What's going on?
We do have some rain in the forecast, but for now we are simply enjoying some really warm temperatures. The numbers climbing well into the 80s, if not touching 90, if you can believe that. We're looking outside right now through the lens of our Miami Tower camera, and yes, we do have a lot of clouds out there, and in some cases, those clouds trying to generate a little rainfall as we head in on the Doppler radar. Right along the coast of Broward County, a little rain shower action there, and then a few more off into West Broward. We have our winds flowing from the southwest aloft and also at the surface. So any showers that we do see developing will have that tendency to move off toward the east-northeast. And from time to time, we're going to see some of this activity in the area as we're moving through the evening, even over from mainland Monroe over toward Miami-Dade. We won't rule out a little shower action. Otherwise, it is those stubborn clouds and the warm temperatures. 84 right now in Miami. By 8 o'clock this evening, we could still be hanging on to 80 degrees. And we're getting this dramatic warm up ahead of a cold front now pushing across the panhandle. Behind the front, temperatures are cooler in places like Pensacola, but ahead of it, the numbers are warm unless you're being rain cooled by this band of rainfall we're tracking moving from just off the Space Coast over the Atlantic, stretched out down toward the Atlantic waters. So even ahead of this, the Gulf waters, I should say, ahead of this cold front, it's as though we have another mechanism helping to focus the moisture and keep the rain going. And tomorrow, the story is going to be we're ahead of a cold front. Our atmosphere is really warm and we're in an environment that's unstable. So Wednesday, the chance for a few showers. Even on Thursday, as the leading edge of a front tries to move on down the peninsula, a stronger front, we should say, we're still going to be in a zone where more moisture is being focused and there's the possibility of rainfall. But the big headline a lot of you probably want to know is when does the cooler air get here? And trust me, there's a lot of cold air bottled up to the north, and we'll get the fringes of that by the end of the week. But for tomorrow, winds light and variable, a 30% chance of rainfall. Still expecting temperatures to reach the mid-80s Wednesday, lower 80s Thursday. And then at the surface, the winds of change will be moving in Thursday evening into Friday. And look at where our temperatures are heading. 64 Miami for the low on Friday, highs reaching the lower 70s. So get ready to break out the sweaters. You will need them as we welcome in some cooler air. But notice on Friday, we also still maintain at least a slight chance for a few showers. Victor?
Okay, Betty, thank you. Straight ahead at 4:30, 2 people are now in custody after a shooting at a McDonald's in Hialeah. New information on what led up to this shooting in the drive-thru.
Plus, President-elect Donald Trump's campaign manager makes a stop here in South Florida. What she has to say since the election.
Rivalry renewed. Will Manso live here at the American Airlines Arena. The Knicks are in town, and yeah, when it's Heat Knicks, you always think of the past. But for the current Knicks, a lot of fresh faces, a lot of stars, a team that's playing well. The Heat a little banged up. We'll have that and much more next in sports.
And now, Local 10 Sports with Will Manso.
The Miami Heat back home, but just for one night. Following a week-long road trip, the Heat host the Knicks tonight. It is off to the road again for the rest of the week for 3 more games away from home. So tonight we get a treat of getting an old rivalry, the Heat and the Knicks, but boy, it's a lot different as we begin our Local 10 Sports shot. The Heat struggling at 7-13, obviously without that star power right now that they had for so long. Knicks, meanwhile, have a lot of star power. They've struggled a bit to start the season, playing better of late. They're 11-9. They've got Derrick Rose, the former MVP, Kristaps Porzingis, one of the bright young stars in the league, and a big-time scorer in Carmelo Anthony. As for Rose, it's his first taste of being in South Florida in a Knicks uniform, and he was a bit surprised today when told expect a lot of Knicks fans in the house tonight.
Oh, wow. That's good to hear, man. That's my first time. Nobody in the locker room hasn't said it, so it should be a hell of an experience. I think the last time I played here, we lost with the Bulls, and I'm just trying to get another win. I love playing in this building.
On to the colleges tonight on campus at the University of Miami. The Hurricanes will host South Carolina State. Canes playing some pretty good basketball with a young team. Current CBS Sports poll had the Canes actually ranked 26th. They're on the cusp of potentially being a top 25 team in the official polls if they continue to win some games. Meanwhile, don't forget tonight as well, the Gators play Duke in New York in the Jimmy V Classic. Not a classic of late for the Panthers. They're in Philly tonight. They just keep on losing wild ones in overtime. It seems to be a theme of the season. Last night, losing to the Bruins 4-3 in OT. Cats have only one win since the firing of Gerard Gallant. We're going to have much more on the Heat coming up at 5 o'clock and this game. Tip time tonight at 7:30. But, boy, this is a banged-up Heat team. We talked about the lack of stars. How about the lack of healthy players? We'll catch you up on the medical report for a number of Heat players at 5. That's a story from the American Airlines Arena tonight. I'm Will Manso, Local 10 News.
All right, hoping for a miracle. Will, thank you.
At least they always play the Knicks tough, so there's that.
That's true. All right.
It's weird that they're good this year. Not used to that. Anyways, that's going to do it for Local 10 News at 4 o'clock.
Janine has a look at stories she's working for you at 4:30.
Lori, Victor, thank you so much. Here's what's coming up all new at the bottom of the hour. A fast food showdown after a shooting at a McDonald's in Hialeah. What led up to shots being fired in the drive-thru and who's now in custody. And a conversation today with Donald Trump's campaign manager, Kellyanne Conway, while she visits South Florida. Plus, a despicable crime after 7 special needs teens are found locked in a closet in deplorable conditions. Those stories and more coming up on Local 10 News at 4:30. Stick around. We'll be right back. We begin with breaking news right now at 4:30. A search underway for a woman, and police think she was abducted.
Let's get right to Lori. She's in the newsroom with the details.
And the flyer being put out by Miami police is saying this woman was abducted. A 20-year-old woman missing from Miami now for almost a full week. This is her picture. She just turned 20 in November. Her name is Samantha Martinez. She has black hair and brown eyes. She's about 5'1", weighing 140 pounds. She became missing from Northwest 7th Avenue and 69th Street. So pretty much the heart of Miami there, Northwest 7th Avenue and 69th Street. She has been missing since last Wednesday. Last seen wearing a gray hoodie, blue shirt, blue pants, and some black sneakers. Miami police are saying they need your help at this point. It has been almost a full week. The Special Victims Unit is calling this an abduction. If you know anything, please call Miami Police, and we will work to get you any more details that might help find Samantha Martinez. Janine and Victor.
All right, Lori, thank you.
Also at 4:30, a man was taken to the hospital after he was shot in the drive-thru of a McDonald's in Hialeah. That shooting happened last night, and we're learning today a road rage dispute led up to that shooting.
And 2 people were arrested after this incident. Let's get to Local 10 News reporter Carlos Suarez. He's live in Miami with the details. Carlos.
Victor and Janine, Hialeah police said that the shooting was in self-defense, and a judge in bond court all but sighed as she read the details about what led up to this shooting. Now, one of the accused in all of this made her first appearance in court earlier this afternoon. You're taking a look at 20-year-old Vanessa Puentes. She's accused of punching a man several times while waiting for food at a drive-thru. Police say that Puente and 21-year-old Sergio Hernandez went after that man after apparently he blew his horn at her. According to investigators, the victim, 22-year-old Victor Saavedra, was hit hard enough that he feared for his life at one point, and then he pulled out a gun and shot Hernandez in the left pelvic area. Now, Hernandez is recovering at a hospital and should be okay. All of this happened last night at a McDonald's off West 68th Street and 16th Avenue in Hialeah. Puentes and Hernandez were both charged with battery, and police went on and tacked another charge on Puentes for apparently trying to slap a cell phone away as the victim tried to call 911. Coming back out live, Puente won't be getting out of jail anytime soon, and that's because the judge made note of the fact that she has a felony hold, and so she'll have to make another appearance in court on Wednesday. We'll have much more on this story coming up at 5:30, but for now, we are live outside the Metro's Justice Building in Miami. I'm Carlos Suarez, Local 10 News.
Carlos, thanks. The FBI is looking for a man they say robbed a bank in Fort Lauderdale. Here are some surveillance photos. They say the man walked into a Wells Fargo in the 1700 block of South Andrews Avenue yesterday and demanded money from a bank employee. Customers were in the bank at the time of that robbery, but nobody was hurt. Still no word on how much money he got away with. 2 South Florida men are facing charges after police say they beat up a 12-year-old boy for his shoes. 22-year-old Nicholas Sanchez and 19-year-old Gonzalo Munoz were arrested over the weekend. Police say they were just 2 of 5 people who attacked that boy in Green Acres. The boy says he was walking home from a party when that group attacked and stole the $300 shoes right off his feet. Sunrise police are looking for 3 men caught on camera using a stolen credit card at a Walmart. They say the credit card was stolen during a car break-in last month at Isles of Lago Mart. Anybody with information should call Broward County Crime Stoppers. That number's on your screen, 954-493-TIPS.
President-elect Donald Trump's campaign manager making a stop in South Florida today. Kellyanne Conway spoke at the annual Market Council Summit in Miami Beach. And Local 10 News reporter Lauren Livingston caught up with her right after she spoke.
The Market Council Summit is a yearly gathering of independent wealth managers and members of the investment advisory industry. So not the audience that you would expect Kellyanne Conway to be speaking to, especially post this election and during this particular time. But she was here at the Fontainebleau, where they've been gathered for a couple of days for their summit, and they were very interested in what she had to say. This year's theme for them is change, which is likely why she was invited to come and speak. And for several minutes, this group had access to the first female campaign manager whose GOP candidate became the president-elect. And Conway filled in for Reince Priebus, who could not be here, but Trump tapped him, of course, as you know, to be his chief of staff. But she spoke at length, answering questions about how the campaign was able to target the electorate it needed to win. And in the meantime, President-elect Trump's team is hard at work trying to fill some key cabinet positions. Al Gore was even recently at Trump Tower meeting with the president-elect. And I asked Conway about that visit and about how close the cabinet is to being formed. And she says it's coming together quite nicely.
Obviously, if you're talking to 80 people, most will not have a formal role in the administration, but all came very willingly to offer their advice, their experiences, their vision for our great country. And that's much appreciated. It doesn't really matter to us what their political persuasion is. It doesn't matter to us that they didn't support Mr. Trump in the primaries or in his presidential run. It matters that they care enough to come and share what their expertise is and their vision.
I also asked Ms. Conway about the naming of Dr. Ben Carson, a neurosurgeon, as the Housing and Urban Development head, which is something that the Trump campaign is now getting a lot of pushback on. And her response was, interestingly, quite frank and quite candid. She said, quote, "I wish the haters would just take a nap." She says that this camp has now interviewed and talked to more than 80 people, and as soon as we have those appointment names, we'll bring them to you right here on Local 10 and at local10.com. In Miami Beach, Lauren Livingston, Local 10 News.
Staying with presidential politics, let's take you live right now to Tampa, where President Obama is delivering his final national security speech as president. Right now, he's speaking at MacDill Air Force Base. He is expected to review his approach to the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, as well as the fight against ISIS. He's expected to extend his personal thanks to Special Operations Forces.
13 migrants arrived early this morning in the Florida Keys. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office released this picture of the group. They landed in Big Pine Key at around 4 a.m. They traveled from Cuba in a homemade boat, which they docked at the Big Pine Fishing Lodge. The migrants are now with Customs and Border Patrol, and all are said to be in good health. And more than a dozen migrants are in custody after arriving on Jupiter Island. Martin County Sheriff's deputies say 14 adults and 2 children are now in the custody of federal agents. Deputies say the migrants appear to be from Colombia and Haiti. They also say one of the women in the group is pregnant. She was taken to the hospital to get checked out. Deputies believe there may have been more migrants who ran away before they showed up.
No one seriously hurt after a car crashed into a parked fire engine truck on I-95 this morning in Pembroke Park. This happened in the southbound lanes at Pembroke Road. We are told 5 people were inside this car, but if you can believe it, nobody had to be taken to the hospital.
Time now, 4:36. Rush hour is getting underway. Let's get a check on traffic.
And you know who we have to check in on that? Janice Fernandez is all over it. Janice, what do you see?
That's right. I'm your girl, right? I'm going to watch all those roads for you. Right now, we're watching I-95 northbound. You could see that stop traffic. Really, a lot of that has to do with what you usually see at this time, but we do have an incident on I-95. Before I get to that, though, have to talk about the Turnpike in Broward County. This is as you're heading north at Sample Road. We've got all lanes blocked because of this crash. So you see the purple, which means traffic at a standstill right at Sample Road. As you're approaching, though, it's going to be really slow as well. 4 miles per hour. Go ahead and jump on US 441 or I-95 to avoid that mess. Going back to Dade County, back to that incident on I-95 northbound. It's actually in the express lanes at Northwest 135th Street. That broken down car is blocking a right lane and speeds are at 15 miles per hour. A bit further down south on US 1, this is southbound at Kellyanne Parkway. We've got a crash that is blocking 2 right lanes. So we are seeing the red that's lasting for quite a bit there and speeds, 8 miles per hour. Janine?
Yikes, Janice, thank you. A tradition happening today to help those in need. United Way of Broward County held their 25th annual Day of Caring today at the BB&T Center in Sunrise. More than 650 volunteers helped pack more than 300,000 meals for Broward County residents. Those meals will be delivered to 25 local food banks.
It feels good to give back to the community. We were here packing meals, mac and cheese, putting it all together, teamwork. We had some people from different companies come together to help fill our table, and we actually won most meals packed.
And the United Way of Broward also reached the maximum number of volunteers for the event this year. Coming up at 4, a shocking crime after several special needs children are found locked in a closet. Their adoptive mother is now facing charges.
Plus, it will be Beyonce versus Adele at the Grammys. The awards both singers will be competing for this year. Now to a despicable crime out of Texas after 7 special needs teens are found in deplorable conditions.
Deputies say they were also locked in a closet. Lori's in production control now with more details.
It's really hard to tell you this story. It's just sickening. The kids were found last month. Deputies say they were dirty, malnourished, they had been beaten. Investigators have been meeting with the victims. They range in age from 13 to 16. Deputies say they were locked in a closet for long periods of time with no way to get outside, no access to school or medical attention. They also say the children were struck with a paddle. Their adoptive mother, 54-year-old Paula Sinclair, and 78-year-old Alan Richardson, who they called Coach, well, they are both now charged with aggravated kidnapping and injury to a child.
I can't believe that Paula's in jail. I really can't. I don't know why she's in jail. Probably was abusing the children. Now, him, I can understand him because he was mean.
The children are all now in the care of Child Protective Services there in Texas, but no doubt that department is being closely looked at too. Janine and Victor.
That is really disturbing. All right, Lori, thank you. Now to a stabbing at a Tyson Foods plant in North Carolina, which has turned deadly. One of the victims died from their injuries. Police say that a man stabbed 2 men at that plant yesterday. Both victims were taken to the hospital. They underwent emergency surgery. The suspect, Sign Win, was arrested and charged with 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious injury. And the man accused of shooting and killing a former NFL player, Joe McKnight, in an apparent road rage incident has been arrested and charged with manslaughter. Authorities say Ronald Gasser stayed at the scene and admitted to the deadly shooting last week near New Orleans. Many were outraged after he was not immediately charged in the shooting. Surveillance video from that shooting shows 2 cars moments before the confrontation, a blue car in front and that silver SUV following behind. McKnight was inside that SUV. Investigators say Gasser fired 3 shots at McKnight, killing him. They say that McKnight was not armed.
It's not over. Y'all hear me? It's not over. So God's sake, it's over.
Outrage is growing after a South Carolina judge declared a mistrial after a jury deadlocked in the murder trial of a former police officer charged in the shooting death of Walter Scott. After more than 20 hours of deliberating, the jurors could not unanimously agree on a verdict. They could have convicted Michael Slager on murder or manslaughter charges for Scott's death. Reportedly, one of the 12 jurors was the lone holdout against conviction. When the announcement was made, some people inside the courtroom stormed out. Scott's family is vowing to keep fighting.
We're not losing hope. We're still trusting in God and believing, and we're still keeping the faith. And it's not over. And we're going to continue to seek justice, and we will see justice in this case.
Scott's shooting death was caught on camera. That video shows Scott running from Slager as he was shot in the back. Slager says that Scott grabbed his taser. Prosecutors say they want a new trial.
The search for a shooter right now in Ohio after a firefighter was shot on the job. Police say someone opened fire on a fire truck last night as that vehicle left the scene of a house fire. One firefighter was shot in the leg. He was taken to the hospital and is expected to recover. Authorities say they believe this shooting was targeted. 2 people are dead, including a New Jersey police trooper, after a head-on crash. Police say that trooper was responding to a call and was sitting in his car when another driver crossed the grass median and slammed into that trooper's car head-on. Both that driver and the trooper were killed. Police identified the officer as Frankie Williams. He'd been on the force for less than a year.
2 teens in North Carolina are recovering after gunfire erupted at a Christmas parade. This happened in the town of Sanford. Police say officers were working at the parade last night when they heard shots being fired.
A victim? Was someone shot?
The only thing I see when the guy fell to the floor. And it got me nervous. I don't know what to do next. And I seen all the cops coming gathering around him, telling everybody to move.
One person was arrested and charged in the shooting. One of the 2 victims is in critical condition, while the other was treated for a gunshot wound to the arm. Caught on camera, a scary moment for a driver in New Brunswick. The driver says he was driving along a highway when, you're going to see it, look at that, a large piece of ice flew off a semi and slammed into his windshield. The man says his wife was covered with shards of glass. She, thankfully, was not seriously hurt.
Really scary. Let's take a live look now out of our Mount Sinai Medical Center tower cam. I think the sun's coming back out again just for maybe a little bit.
I think maybe just for you.
Maybe, well, there's that one little patch right there. You see that one patch? Could be just for me or you.
Ray of sunshine.
Or Betty. Betty's our ray of sunshine.
She really is. Betty, it's been kind of warm. I mean,
kind of warm? It's 84 degrees outside right now.
Warmer
Feels like
than
summer.
Usual. It does.
Meteorological winter is in full swing, and it got so warm today. Some of us were near 90 degrees, and we set some records out there. 87 degrees, the official high for Miami, and that shattered the old record of 86 back in 1983. That was standing from that date. Fort Lauderdale, you tied your record when your thermometer hit 88 degrees. So warm, absolutely above where we should be for this time of the year. And we're still running above average at this very moment with all these mid-80s out there currently in Miami and also Fort Lauderdale where it's 85. West-southwest winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. So most definitely it's a steamy, sultry flow out there for the rest of tonight and into the evening. Even around 8 o'clock tonight, wouldn't be surprised if some of you were still hanging out right around 80. And then by 10 p.m., more like the upper 70s. Winds lighting from the southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Forecast models showing we're going to maintain some clouds out there. And we won't rule out a few showers. We're tracking a few spotty little showers making a run across Broward County right now. So Weston, maybe a few raindrops for you. Coral Springs, maybe 1 or 2 raindrops. Likewise around sunrise as we track these showers basically coming in from the southwest and moving on over toward the northeast. Miami-Dade, deep south Miami-Dade over toward the Everglades, a few making a run across that area as well. And then behind all that, there's this nice band of showers and storms extending just off the coast near Fort Pierce, back down toward Lake Okeechobee or just north of, and impacting areas like Fort Myers. I think the question mark is whether this band is going to completely hold together as it makes that transition toward the east-southeast. But you know what? Even if it doesn't, we're still going to be on the unstable side of a front, so we can't rule out a few showers. And speaking of front, you can see the temperature difference ahead of it and behind it as far as the Sunshine State goes. Nice and warm from central Florida into South Florida, but behind it, notice the Panhandle, Pensacola, 67 degrees. So the conditions turning a lot more comfortable there. Eventually, we will get into some of this cooler air, but certainly not the core of the coldest. Notice those single-digit readings over the high plains. So our temperatures aren't going to take a dip like that. But notice Wednesday, Thursday, more 80s on the way and also some rain. But by Friday, we are touting cooler weather, low of 64, high of 72 Miami, cooler too come Saturday morning. So eventually the winds of change will arrive. Janine?
We'll take it. Betty, thank you. Cataracts are the leading cause of blindness worldwide, making cataract surgery one of the most commonly performed operations. In today's HealthCast, Local 10 medical specialist Christy Kruger looks at an advancement in technology that's improving outcomes.
Things are always advancing, right? Well, it's estimated by the year 2020, just over 3 years from now, more than 30 million Americans will be significantly impacted by one cataract or maybe even 2. Well, at the Miami Eye Institute in Hollywood, ophthalmologist Dr. Ina Ozeroff is working with new laser-assisted technology to improve both the safety as well as the predictability of this procedure.
All the incisions are made with the use of a femtosecond laser. In addition, the laser allows us to to soften the cataract. It's a much more effective way, much more efficient way of getting the cataract out of the eye, decreasing inflammation, speeding up healing time, and allowing patients to get back to their normal activities as quickly as possible.
And also in today's HealthCast, researchers found that estrogen-blocking drugs can really decrease the risk of contralateral breast cancer. That's when it spreads from one breast to the other. Now, according to this brand new study, it's just out in the journal Oncology, researchers reviewed the records of more than 7,500 women with invasive breast cancer, and they looked at which patients took one of two estrogen-blocking drugs.
For women who took the drug for 4 years or longer, we observed reduced risk of contralateral breast cancer for up to 5 years after they stopped taking the medication.
So why is this important? Well, in the 10 years following breast cancer diagnosis, up to 5% of all women will develop this disease in the previously unaffected breast. Now, coming up at 5 o'clock, I have a quick and easy way to treat skin cancer with no surgery at all. I'll see you back here in an hour.
All right, Christy, thank you. The Supreme Court is siding with Samsung in a patent dispute with Apple. The justices threw out a $399 million judgment today against Samsung for copying parts of the iPhone's patented design. The court says that Samsung may not be required to pay all the profits it earned from 11 phone models because the features at issue are only a tiny part of the devices. The case now returns to a lower court for further proceeding in this case.
IKEA has announced it plans to extend parental leave at its U.S. stores. Now they'll be giving parents up to 4 months of paid leave. The offer will extend to 12,000 employees, both salaried and hourly. The rule will begin in January, and it'll be offered to both mothers and fathers, including adoptive parents.
The Grammy nominations have been announced, and Beyoncé leads the pack with 9. She's got some competition, though, from Adele. Both singers are in the running for the top 3 categories, including Album of the Year. Also up for Album of the Year, Justin Bieber's Purpose, Drake's Views, and Sturgill Simpson's A Sailor's Guide to Earth. For Song of the Year, the candidates are Beyoncé's Formation, Adele's Hello, Mike Posner's I Took a Pill in Ibiza, Justin Bieber's Love Yourself, and Lucas Graham's 7 Years.
The Academy went through a long list of names, and in the end, they decided that since I'm already right across the street from where they do the show, I was the closest person to host.
See, it was a convenience thing. You can see him late nights on Local 10, and now Jimmy Kimmel is heading to the Oscars. The Late Night Funny Man will be hosting the Academy Awards in February. Kimmel's hosted other award shows in the past, but this time this will be his first hosting the Oscars. The 89th Annual Academy Awards will air in late February.
Now to a galaxy not so far away, right in our own backyard. Epcot's iconic spaceship Earth transformed into the Death Star. It's all in honor of the upcoming release of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. The one-time celebration kicked off last night as a projector turned Epcot's Silver Spear. Disney announced earlier this year that a Star Wars land could actually be coming to Disney's Hollywood studios. And by the way, Local 10 giving you the chance to catch the Star Wars flick before anyone else. We're giving away 5 pairs of tickets to an advanced screening of the film. So to enter, just head to our Facebook page and click on the contest tab. That's on the left side of the page, but hurry, that contest ends on Friday.
Ahead at 5 o'clock, the latest after a dog mauling in Lauderhill, the victim's condition, and what we know about what happened to one of the dogs coming up.
Plus, President-elect Donald Trump is now in a battle with Boeing. Why he wants an order canceled with the company. Plus,
a UPS driver causing outrage in one neighborhood over his clothing, how he was mistaken for a thief.
Unsettling news from the Arctic. Climate scientists say sea ice off the coast of Antarctica has reached record lows. Researchers say the ice is melting off at an alarming rate, claiming the area, a size of India, has vanished. At some points this year, the temperature in the Arctic has not even dropped below freezing. This year is on track to be the warmest ever on record. A UPS driver attempt to stay warm ended up putting residents on edge in Portland. A woman captured an image of him and then posted it on the neighborhood website. She thought he was trying to break into a home. UPS says this man is not a threat. They say he's a driver helper who was there to help out during the holidays to lend a hand with all those extra packages.
Trying to get warm? No, I don't blame him for trying to get warm, but the thing is, being covered up that much going to somebody's house, I would have at least taken that down.
So often delivery trucks' doors are wide open, so we bundled up to stay warm. Certainly not a problem we have here in South Florida. That's going to do it for Local 10 News at 4:30. Victor and Lori are back with the news at 5.
No confusion with that down here. All right, Janine, thank you.
Breaking news at 5, a woman kidnapped. Miami police now believe this missing woman was abducted.
Also at 5, President-elect Donald Trump bashing Boeing. saying the cost of a new Air Force One is too high, even causing the company's stock to dip.
We're learning more about a woman who was badly mauled by one of her dogs, what neighbors are saying about the vicious attack.
A police officer attacked on Miami Beach while responding to calls about a person lurking around an apartment building. We'll tell you how that officer's doing.
And in today's HealthCast, we'll tell you about a new laser that promises to zap skin cancer without leaving a scar.
Good evening, I'm Victor Okendo, in for Calvin.
And I'm Lori Jennings. Local 10 News at 5 starts right now.
And we begin with breaking news out of Miami.
That's where police are searching for a missing woman who they say was kidnapped. Janine is in the newsroom with the latest and a description of this woman. Janine.
No doubt a disturbing story, Lori and Victor. This woman has been missing for almost a week, and we want to show you her picture. Her name is Samantha Martinez. She just turned 20 years old, and she was last seen in a gray hoodie, blue pants, and black sneakers. Detectives are saying they have reason to believe not only was she kidnapped, but they do believe that she is in danger. She was last seen from Northwest 7th Avenue and 69th Street. If you are familiar with this area in the city of Miami, again, her name is Samantha Martinez. She just turned 20 years old. We're working to get details on possibly how and when she left this area and why detectives believe she may be kidnapped. Our own Andrew Perez is working this story, and as soon as we get more details, Lori will bring them to you.
All right, Janine, thank you. Also at 5, we're hearing from neighbors after a woman was mauled by her own dog in Lauderhill. The victim today, she's still in critical condition in the hospital while police investigate how this dog attack happened.
And one of her 3 dogs was also shot in yesterday's incident, and it has since been put down. Local 10's Nikki Mohan joins us live now with the latest. Nikki.
Victor and Lori, everything we've seen or heard about this woman shows that she loved her dogs. They're still scratching their head, trying to figure out why this happened. Meanwhile, she remains here at Broward Health in critical condition. This as we get word that the dog that was shot by police had to be euthanized. The dog shot by police has been euthanized, according to Broward Animal Care. It was deemed that the dog would not recover. Police say its owner, now identified as 43-year-old Yasmin Adam. Her love of dogs evident in this photograph. Adam remains critical after being attacked in the Lauderhill apartment where she was staying. Neighbors capturing the aftermath on cell phone video. The attack happening at the apartment complex in the 4100 block of Northwest 21st Street.
Dogs were on her, biting her, and she was telling him to call the police.
The 3 dogs were taken to Broward Animal Care, and that's where the surviving 2 remain. Investigators still trying to determine if the other 2 attacked her. Neighbors say she always took great care of them.
She walked them every morning and every evening. I didn't think they would be aggressive because they looked like to me they was kind of shy.
Right now, the woman again, Yasmin Adam, 43 years old, being treated here at Broward Health, and her other 2 dogs remain at Broward Animal Care. They say technically they're still her dogs because nothing has been decided as to what will happen to them just yet. The investigation continues. Live in Fort Lauderdale, Nikki Mohan, Local 10 News.